What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to episode 3 of Speak on It. We made it. We made it to 3 episodes, y'all. And this one is actually coming out on time. I want to apologize for last week. I know that last week was super crazy. Last week I was kind of all over the place, but it was birthday week. Okay? It was birthday week. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I had a super low key, not like a very memorable birthday, so to speak. But I really just got to chill. And you know what? I did my favorite things. Like I made a list beforehand, like a week beforehand. I was like, you know what? These are all my favorite things to do. So I would like to do these things. And I got to do those things. And you know what? What more can you ask for, bro? You're alive. You know what I'm saying? And 28 feels great. 28 feels great, by the way. For some reason, I feel younger than when I was 27. I know that seems weird, but I think it's because I kind of had this theory that I was talking about with my boss, where I was like, I promise I'm not flashing y'all, by the way. I'm not flashing y'all today. It's just a little chilly up in here. But I'd rather have a little blanket on and have this like chill vibe than be just shorts out, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I kind of have this theory that 27 feels a little bit older because of the whole 27 club thing. And you kind of have this feeling in your brain like, am I finna die? Am I finna die? So, without that necessarily constant fear um, of joining the 27 club, you're kind of just like, oh shit, I'm still a baby. I'm still a baby. Although those videos of bitches being like, as a 30-year-old teenager or whatever, that shit pisses me the fuck off. Like that shit is crazy. But like I said, I got to do my favorite things. I smoked weed. I watched South Park, watched the You're Getting Older episode of South Park, which really hit me harder than it ever has before. Ever. Which was great. I love when that happens. Um damn, I really just got, you know what I mean? I got to go to Half Price Books, got to go book shopping. I picked up um oops. I picked up Lovecraft Country. It's about goddamn time, am I right? Really excited to read this, and I'm really loving this cover. You know, a lot of the times I'll go to Half Price Books and they really don't have the editions with good covers. Like I wanted a copy of The God Delusion because it's 2025 and I still somehow don't have a copy of that, even though I've read it like 3 times. Um, but I wasn't a huge fan of the cover art that they had for it, so pass. And then I went to Willie Street Co-op. Man, let me tell you how into Willie Street Co-op I've been, man. You know, I really took for granted working right across the street from it, and then living right across the street from it, and then working right across the street from it again. I really took that shit for granted, bro. Because now I live in fucking Stoughton, buttfuck hillbilly hell, and I have to drive 25 minutes to go to Willie Street Co op. But single handedly, my favorite place to go for food, for supplies, for damn near anything. I mean, besides like supplies, you know what I mean? But like, I don't think I don't think it was very obvious what I was implying there, so I apologize. But it doesn't matter, by the way. But like they have such a great hot bar. They have Just Water, and I haven't been able to find Just Water anywhere. Like not in Target, not in Walmart. I think it's because they know their demographic, and their demographic doesn't shop there, which is why I love going to Willie Street Co-op, man. Because you can find your vegan donuts, you can find your gluten-free donuts from Level 5 Bakery. You can find your Three Sheeps hazy IPA from Three Sheeps. You can find Just Water. You can find that chocolate that's made in Africa. You can find all that shit there because that's the clientele that works there. You can find fire curry chicken at the cold bar. You know what I mean? Like there's so much there that I just need to have at my disposal. And I didn't even realize how much I would miss having that shit at my disposal now that it's not there, because like I said, I live in hillbilly hell, and the only options I have are like Cousins, McDonald's, where I work, and like what, Walmart, Dollar Tree, Jamaican beef patty. Like, you know what? Sometimes I need to eat like something else, and I need to have like healthy options like available to me. What, Metro Market? Go fuck yourself. I don't know, man. It just felt great to be able to go there on my birthday. They had this amazing like Indian style chicken. God, bro. And then I got some in the fridge right now, that my boss actually picked up for me because she was going to a location that was right across the street from Willie's. She was like, "You want anything from Willie's?" I said, "Surprise me." I think I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised. But anyway, went there on my birthday. I've been binge watching Archer. Fantastic show. I've watched it like a few times now at this point, but I think it's still ongoing. I'm pretty sure. It's still ongoing. But I think the season that I'm on right now, which is season 5, is the season that I watched up to. And I don't know what happens after that, what's going on after that, but I'm not gonna lie. The first few times I watched Archer, I got kind of like a fatigue from the humor, like the type of humor that it is. It's very specific. It relies on like callbacks and shit like that, and a lot of like repeated jokes. I'm not gonna lie, I started to get fatigued from that. But this time I was watching, and that really didn't happen to me. Like the whole time I was watching, I was kind of just like, damn, this is like the funniest it's ever been watching this, low key, personally. I just really loved it, bro. I've been interested in seeing like if I could get into Bob's Burgers, because what's it called? H. John Benjamin. I was really trying not to fuck that up. You saw. I was He's in both. I like Bob's Burgers. I like it. I like it. It's not like I don't like it. You know what I mean? And oh my god, I hate saying shit like this because I love shit like Adventure Time and shit like that. Obviously you don't see the artwork, whatever. I have framed Adventure Time artwork up. And I love like childish shit, you know what I mean? Uh Blame that on my trauma. But Bob's Burgers has just always been like, maybe it's the fan base, dude. I don't know. Kind of like how Rick and Morty is for some people. I feel like that's Bob's Burgers for me, but with the annoying theater kids. Not even theater kids, just like people who watch Supernatural watch Bob's Burgers. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. So I just had a hard time getting into it, but I do like it. I do like it. You know what I'm saying? I really like the last episode that I watched, which is from the newest season where Tina gets like kidnapped. Not even kidnapped, but she's with the troop 40 whatever, and they end up going, what the fuck ever, bro. You know it's a great show, B Stars. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Beastars. I want to read it now, bro. I want to read that shit. I think I read volume 1 back in COVID when I was like fried off the shits. But oh my god, the show is so good. The animation and like just the way everything is shown. Oh, I'm a bust a fucking nut, bro. Speaking of, but pause. I'm not even gonna. I hope you're smoking along with me, staying high with me, staying hydrated with me. If you are, now is your chance. Let's smoke up. And then let's just keep yapping, bro. Let's just Gus Yapperton, you know? Should I ASMR the weed smoking? Hold on. That either sounded really cool or terrible. So if it was cool, gas me up. But if that was like trauma for your ears, I apologize. Um, but yeah, that's really all I did for my birthday. Um, just got to chill with my partner. It was a great time. Speaking of my partner, they've been sending me all these reels about Dean's French dip. It's like a Midwest thing. I don't know how many of my viewers are from the Midwest, but Dean's French onion dip is like a huge thing over here. I want to go on record. I think it's been dethroned. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it's been dethroned. Kemp's uses real sour cream in theirs, okay? And I don't know if that's the same case with Dean's, but oh my fucking god, bro. Okay. That Kemp shit is different. And you know what? Maybe I'm biased because I'm loving their chalky milk too. You know me. If you know me, you know me. You know I'm obsessed with chalky milk. That's all I get at like restaurants and shit like that. It's either chalky milk or beer. I swear to God. Those are my two options. But I really just wanted to go on record and say that Dean's Dip has been dethroned by yours truly, a certified fat nigga, a certified fat ass, a certified big back, a certified big bitch, a certified BBW. I just want to say that off rip, and I might not look like I'm fat, but if you saw my diet, if you saw my diabetes test, you'd be like, oh my god. Speaking of which, speaking of being a fat bitch, um, drip check, drip check, drip check. Okay, so today, oh man, so today we got on Nike shorts. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with the kid. We got on this Aaliyah vintage rip. So it's it's not really the vintage edition, but it's a rip of the vintage, and it's got like the distressed. You can't see. I'm about to. My bad, y'all. This is a bad angle. Um, it's like, oh, I'm about to get on my knees. You see that like distressed work and like the neckline and shit? It's beautiful, dog. Like whoever made this put their pussy in it. Um, I got the Be Kind socks on from the homegirl Ray. That are actually from a Madison company. Shout out to them. We got the jewelry on. We got and then we got the yurt. Yurt. I never get to flex my middle finger tattoo that much. But yeah. And then we got the Empire hat. You know what I'm saying? Empire Dad. The Empire Dad on. Oh, speaking of drip, we have a little drop that I'm gonna talk about. Ooh, don't worry. Gawk is not out this episode. Chill. Okay. Rider Studios. Rider Studios. Where do I even start? If you don't know who Jebediah Ryder is, man, I'm sorry. Because that sucks. But he is top 3 favorite designers ever. I know that's crazy, but like specifically for like not just like home goods, but oh my lord. Just for like goods in general. Jebediah Ryder, Ryder Studios. Follow both accounts. Like get your game up. You're welcome. Um, he just did. Oh my god, he just did one of the best drops I've seen all year. Probably my favorite drop of the year so far. He dropped this bag. It's a backpack, and it's beautiful. I love it. I'm not really sure exactly how well it's made, right? Because I haven't, but visually speaking, from like a visual perspective, this drop is beautiful. This specific piece is fantastic. I also really love everything else they've done with the drop as well. But I really like how like that cigarette tote comes with it. It's $300, and you know what? I'd pay it. I'd pay it. I'm not gonna lie. I really appreciate the pricing there, especially with how many he had made, it looked like he had a lot that were ready to ship out, and that if you didn't get one, that he's able to get more, which is great. Shout out to Ryder. Shout out to Ryder Studios. I just had to call that out because I'm really loving what he's doing. I've always been loving what he's doing. If you don't know, like I said, get your game up. You'll scroll through his Instagram and you'll be like, "Oh my god, he did that." Yeah, he did that. So shout out to Jebediah Ryder. Um, Kind of like Ryder adjacent is Blasey. I remember once Blasey back on this podcast called Disconnected when that was going on. Blasey once was like, "Oh, wax over flour all day, wax over flour all day," and now I have like a shit ton of wax, a shit ton of sugar, a shit ton of wax, and I'm not gonna lie. Maybe if I had a Puffco, like if I had a Puffco, I'd be happy, and part of me really just wants to say fuck it and just get one. Like dead ass. But like especially since like the purchase really does pay for itself because I do not want to smoke all this butane. I can feel it fucking up my lungs. I already have asthma. I hate using the nectar collector because I always take the dab too hot, and if it's just a little bit too cold, the dab sucks. So I that's just my issue with wax right now. Low key, what I've been doing is just putting the wax on top of my flour, and I don't know, does that really do? Is that getting the same effect? I know I'm literally lighting it on fire, so it's probably getting the same effect. But I just feel like clearly when you take a dab, you get more chopped, right? Than if you were to put it on your whatever. You know what I mean, though. Whatever. I watched Barbarian last night for I don't know fourth, fifth time, something like that. That movie fucking slaps, dude. Oh my god. Like, first of all, I'm staying down there with mommy, dude. I'm I, sorry, okay? Like, she just wants you to be her baby, man. And realistically, she's like a 4, you know? So like it could be worse. It could, like the homeless nigga said, she's not even the worst thing down there. Like so catch me in that fucking underground cage thing with the bottle. The hair on the nipple was crazy. The nipple of the bottle, not the yitty. The bottle. This is why people want to ban. This is why people want to ban podcast. By the way, been listening to too much Pink Panther ass. She's not even British. Yes, she is. Oh my god, I should put a shotgun in my mouth and pull the trigger. Speaking of speaking of musicians, I have a bug bite on my Jesus. Speaking of musicians, can you tell I didn't take my Adderall today? Bring Me the Horizon is finally coming out with new music, allegedly teasing. Now they've been doing a lot this year. Bring Me the Horizon has been busy, okay, because they had that PlayStation thing. They had their tour. I think they're going on tour again now. They had they've been going crazy on TikTok. I don't know if you've been following them on TikTok, but they've been going crazy on TikTok. Been posting a lot of edits. They've been bringing me back to like the Tumblr era. Oh my god, it makes me happy as hell. But I think they're entering a new era because they recently switched up their Instagram style. If you know, you know, okay? We're no longer in the post-human next gen era. All right, I feel like we're moving on to something else. It seems very influenced by like Resident Evil and like old PlayStation games. Ollie's kind of been in that bag lately, even with the Drop Dead clothing that's been going on and the Horizon Supply Co. that's been dropping. I feel like a lot of that has also had like a lot to do with um like Resident Evil specifically and like Death Stranding even and pretty much everything that one dude does. That I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so I'm not gonna do it. But you know who I'm talking about. Pretty much everything that he does, Ollie is obsessed with. So this definitely tracks, and I'm really excited for this era. They also added their cover of Wonderwall to their live set. Pissed. Pissed I didn't get to see that. But it's fine. I'm really excited to see them on this next tour. Hopefully they come here. They're the band that I've seen live the most. They're the artist that I've seen live the most. So I'm gonna see them every time. Knocked Loose is getting up there though. Knocked Loose this is gonna be my 8th time seeing Knocked Loose. So they're slowly working their way up to Bring Me the Horizon level, which is 12. I've seen them 12 times, which is awesome. Yeah, sorry about this episode, y'all. It's been all over the place. Like I said, I did not take my Adderall today because it's my day off, and I really just kind of wanted to like chill and not be like focused on doing anything. Not gonna lie, which is also why this episode is dropping at like 10 p.m. Sorry, but Adderall is a lifesaver. Truly, like it's like a mood stabilizer, a serotonin regulator, an antidepressant, a stimulant. Like for me personally, lifesaver, godsend. I now finally understand what people say when they're like, "Oh my god, like this medication, I could not live without it. Like I need this medication. Like it makes me feel so much better." I finally understand what they mean by that because this shit is the fucking bomb. It literally makes it like if my brain is all like this, taking Adderall makes my brain feel like it's like this. We're finally, isn't it awesome? And if you mix it with CBD, oh my god, man. Thank God for stimulants and thank God for CBD. But like hear me out though. I took like Adderall different than my regular dosage, and it was awful. Like it was terrible. I hated it. So like taking too little in a different form, like rapid release as opposed to XR, just I hate it. I hated it. I hate that like that heart racy feeling and that jittery feeling. Get me out of here. I love how XRs make me feel because it's just like that all day vibe, dude. It's great. Speaking of um speaking of not doing what I'm supposed to do, that's crazy. I'm sorry. But where the fuck is that ASAP Rocky album, man? Oh my god. I've just been listening to so much ASAP Rocky at work and outside of work. And it just makes me so sad that I don't have that new ASAP Rocky album. I liked Testing. I did. I liked Testing, but um yeah, I want a new album. I'm too swift. Don't tell Taylor about this shit. Yeah, but I think that's it. I think that's episode 3, guys. This is a good episode. I had fun. We should do this again sometime. I'm gonna smoke more weed. Yo, I just want to do a quick shout out. Since we got some time, quick shout out to Darby Valentine. She just recently did a video on body horror, and it was insane. One of my favorite videos I've seen this year. It was awesome, very in depth, and no, I'm not simping. So suck my dick and die. Okay, Darby Valentine is one of the best creators out right now. I love how she covers all these niche topics that I can never find videos on. I can just go to her channel. She has a poster. Pause. Let me slow down. She has merch that is a poster of her as a Girls and Corpses magazine cover. Truly, if you know, you know. That is like, it's literally like the merch was made for me. I remember having Girls and Corpses magazines like in my room, and I had to hide them from my parents, not only because my parents are Westboro Baptist crazy religious freaks, but because even if they were, How do you explain having that? But it's just awesome to see that. So shout out to Darby Valentine, and go watch that video if you have any interest in body horror or horror in general whatsoever. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch Beastars all night. So I hope you're smoking along with me for the last time, and then I'll see you guys in the next one. How about that? Ow! Yeah, so like I pack a little bit of weed, and then I put some sugar, live resin, sugar, whatever, drugs. I put them in like the middle, and then I put more weed on top. And then the other night I put keef on top of that, and I was greening out. And then today I took a dab, and I was greening out, and I had to drive, and I was like, oh my god. But nothing will sober me up faster than knowing I have to drive, I'm not gonna lie. But I coughed for like half an hour. It was ass. But yeah. I guess that's it, y'all. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Bye. Niggas got me fucked up. I'm down for my crown, man. If I go out, I go out on your ass, man. Lame ass niggas start shit like some bastards. When I catch your hard ass slipping, I'm a blaster.